happier and accepting. So, the last video I made, depending on when you're watching my videos, I spoke a lot about accepting your partner for who they are. And from a woman, I think a lot of women have trouble accepting that, their men, their the men in their relationship aren't more emotionally attuned to their feelings. I know personally myself, it's been something that I've struggled with, I would say, throughout my whole 26 years of, being with my husband, is that I always wished he was more in tune with my feelings. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again, that, when we're hurt emotionally, it's like one of the deepest hurts we can feel. I mean, emotional pain is the deepest pain we're ever going to feel. I mean, people do die of a broken heart. It's been proven, right? And if you've ever gone through a breakup, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the worst feeling. You would want almost anything else, to feel anything different than to feel the pain that you do when your heart's broken. So I think in that last video, which I will link in the description of this video, is that we just have to understand that men's somewhat, their biology is the same in the sense that they do feel emotion just as we do. The difference is that they haven't been taught how to express it. That's been sort of suppressed throughout their upbringing. We know that, okay? So we just need to accept the fact that they aren't able to express themselves as well as we can for the most part. And it also doesn't make them feel very good to become emotional. And let's face it, I mean, does it make us as women feel great to become overly emotional? Probably not. It's just that it's more natural for us to express it. I mean, I know that there's been times where I sensed that I was going to cry. I didn't want to cry, but I couldn't help but to cry. It doesn't necessarily always make me feel good to cry. I think it's good for the soul, but for example, when I gave a speech at my own wedding, I didn't really want to talk about, I didn't want to cry, but I did cry. And I wish I could have kept it together, but I couldn't. So I just accepted it. Um, I think we need to accept the fact that men have an easier time holding back their emotions, and it makes them feel stronger to hold them back. And so be it. Just accept it. Now, let me just take you through kind of, a step-by-step roadmap of what to do if your partner does show little to no emotion. And again, I'm sharing this with you because this is sort of what I have learned to do with my own relationships. So again, let's just start with acceptance. We just need to accept what is. And the more you accept reality, the more you're able to gain clarity and the more you're able to take action over your next steps. So don't ignore what's in front of you, accept it, and let's plan for it. So let's say your husband is one of these people that is just always kind of grumpy and angry and moody, right? Okay, you know what? I feel for you because that's really, really hard. And maybe you should sort of plan some sort of exit strategy. I mean, again, every marriage ends, and it either ends in divorce or it ends in death. And wouldn't you want to be prepared no matter how it ends? So I think, there's different ways of exiting a relationship. One can be can be done thoughtfully and one can be done with no thought. And the outcome can be healthier for everyone that's involved if it's done thoughtfully. So let's say, okay, so I mean, I hope you get help from a therapist if your partner is one of these constantly moody, grumpy, angry people. But if you've done that and it still doesn't change, I mean, let's just plan for the future. Now, if your partner, let's say, and I think most people, most men would fall in sort of this category of, you know what, we all, and I think I shouldn't just have said men, we all do. Most of us have a certain amount of equally good traits and equally bad traits. And if you think you're someone who has only good traits, then I think you need therapy because most humans sort of fall with both. And if that's your partner, then please try to focus on the good traits more than the bad traits. I mean, that brings you to a place of gratitude, which is ultimately where you want to be. And, if they mostly have positive traits, then count your blessings because that's quite amazing. Appreciate what you have, and you don't need to listen to this video, actually. So, okay, but I think the second thing past accepting what's in front of you is turn inwardly. Look at yourself in a mirror. And it's sort of what again, it's sort of taking responsibility and accountability. What can I do to feel better on my own? And again, looking at your own faults. But let's say you've done a lot of self work and you feel that, you know what, I'm I'm pretty proud at the work that I've done on myself, and I feel like I really have made some wonderful gains. Then you know what? I would say get more curious about your partner and try to get a sense of if they might be coming off as mean and emotionally disconnected to you and moody and grumpy, try to realize that there's an underlying emotion to all anger, I would say. And that underlying emotion is often fear. And, sometimes it can be shame or guilt, but realize that, like, try to think of it as, what could they be fearing? What is it that they're fearing in not being able to express themselves? Weakness? Perhaps they don't want to appear weak in front of you. They don't want to appear vulnerable in front of you, and they're fighting it the best that they can because they they don't want to experience these low emotions, shame, guilt, anger. I mean, it could be that. So, try to bring more curiosity in terms of what are these emotions that are not allowing them to be more vulnerable in front of you, and then feel some compassion towards them because who wants to struggle with fear, anxiety, shame, and guilt? Those are really low energy feelings, and it's not fun. It's not fun. So have some compassion towards them. And then I would say, try to seek help elsewhere, right? With a professional. Maybe you have a wonderful friend you can get help from. Maybe it's through any sort of religious affiliation you have or your own spirituality. But seek help from others and don't try to do it all on your own. It's normal to struggle. It's normal to suffer in a relationship, and you shouldn't. I feel no one should suffer alone. There is help out there. I mean, look at YouTube itself. Like, I love YouTube because there's so much free information out on YouTube, and that's what I really hope to do more for you is to deliver this information to you from my experience again my years of experience of working with couples, my own long-term marriage, it's it's normal to feel this way. So I hope that, you know, you you feel somewhat better in the sense that there's a lot that you can do on your own. I hope that this video has provided you with some sort of guidance in terms of what what you can do. And I want you to take inspired action and become accountable and responsible to make your relationship a lot better than it may currently be in. So thanks so much for watching. And you know, I hope that my content does resonate with you. And I would really appreciate you letting me know if it does in the comment section. And I would love nothing better than for you to subscribe, like, and share what I'm creating for you. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.